Hello, ladies. Welcome to the show. Before we get started, please introduce yourselves. Where are you located and what is your occupation? Jalia. Jalia, where are you located and what is your occupation?
Hey, I'm located in Philadelphia and my occupation is a singer-songwriter.
Awesome, awesome. Ranisha.
Hi, my name is Ranisha. I am a full-time HR specialist and a part-time dancer.
Awesome. Malia.
Hey, hey, I'm Malia. I live in Connecticut and uh, I'm an entrepreneur. An event organizer.
Awesome. Alexis.
Hi, my name is Alexis. I'm located in Michigan and I work in law enforcement.
Awesome. And Stephanie.
Hey, so I'm Stephanie. I am a part-time actress, model, and CPA by trade, and a blogger, CEO of Melanin Power Magazine, and that's about it.
Awesome, awesome. All right, ladies, let's dive into these topics. New dating app, the Fox Hunters Club, is for millennial women seeking older men.
This club is for women seeking relationships with older men, but the differentiator is that it's committed, loving, non-transactional, non-sugar baby relationships. So folks have asked me, oh, do you verify income? I don't even ask someone's income. That's not something I would ever ask someone in person. It's not for those type of women at all.
She came out the box swinging. Like, listen, it ain't for that. Wait, so
Yeah.
Okay, Fox Hunters Club is not for the sugar babies.
Right. So as far as what that gap means, it's going to be different for different folk.
All right, ladies, so the first question on the floor is, do you think that this dating app is a good idea? All right. Do you think that this dating app is a good idea? And I will start with you, Julia.
Okay. Put me on the spot there. Um, I mean, you can't tell nobody as far as like an age range. In my opinion, it's kind of hard because I don't normally date older people, but who am I to say if the dating app is correct or not? But I'll go with yes for now. Me personally, I probably will have to try it out to see if it's a good idea or not.
Okay, and I actually was just about to ask, would you use this dating app?
Would I
And I
use it?
guess,
I would
yeah.
try. I would try it, but I don't think I would take anybody serious on there. Just because me personally, I'm not into older men.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Julia. Ranisha, same question for you. I'll ask again. Do you think this dating app is a good idea?
I don't think it's a good idea personally. I know the person in the video is a little bit older, and I know she was having like trouble finding the older guys because all the dating apps that had the youngins, which I get. But I feel like when it comes to a different perspectives, there are different intents. And especially with that one, I don't see how effective it could be because I feel like it could be manipulation on both sides. It's not everyone, but it could be a majority. So I would just need to know more information, but I would not use this dating app personally because I need to know the intentions first.
Gotcha. Okay. Big range. Malia, same question for you. No, do you think this dating app is a good idea, Malia?
Personally, I don't think it's a good idea because I'm just going to be super honest about this. Older men already chase younger women. Why do we need an app for that? I don't understand it. I could see if this was something unique. I could see if this was about, even if it were a cougar site, I would even probably find it more interesting. But it's like, dudes already chase young women. Sometimes they don't even wait till they're adults. What? Personally, I think it's a horrible idea. I shouldn't say horrible.
So all of y'all are asking, how did I drop this much weight between January and April? And it's all because of these pre-packaged teas that I ship out that have natural benefits. Now, I don't know if you know, but this has collagen, boosts your metabolism, and Red Bull does not care about your metabolism. Red Bull doesn't care if you have wrinkles. So when you mix everything together, this is what it's going to look like. And when you taste it, it tastes just as good as it looks. Amazing. I'm going to drop the link below and I'll ship it out. So check it out.
Hi everyone, my name is Danielle. I'm the owner of Jolicias, a multicultural blended family-owned catering business here in Denver, Colorado. Many of our catering services, we offer Mexican-American dishes. We cater to any type of event, weddings, birthday parties, luncheons, business meetings, community events, which we love to support our community. You name it, we're going to cater. Basically, follow us on Facebook. That's where you're going to see a lot of our updates and new things that are coming. Thank you all. Bye.
Horrible, but I'm sorry, I feel like it's a horrible idea. I've always found age gaps I just always have found age gaps to be predatory, large age gaps to be predatory. That's just, I know I have very strong opinion about men chasing younger women, older men chasing younger women. It just always has gotten under my skin. Just being a young girl, being a teenager, and 35, 40-year-old men walking up to me trying to get my number. I know that's pedophilia, but even I'm going to move on because other people have to talk, but I'm against it. It already happens and I already have a problem with it happening. I just feel like it's predatory, but at the same time, if people should be allowed to use it, women, if they want an older man, they should be allowed to use the app. I just don't think there's a lack of older men I just don't think there's a need for it, because if a young lady goes outside right now, if she just walks around a bunch of older men, she's going to have at least 10 phone numbers by the end of the night. But that's my opinion. Obviously, you can tell by my response, I would not use the app. I kind of think it's creepy. I don't find older guys attractive for the most. I mean, some of them are, but I just wouldn't date an older guy. I want to grow old with someone. I don't want to be a widow at the age of 50. That's how I feel about it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Leah. All right, the next person up, Alexis. Same question for you. Do you think that this dating app is a good idea, Alexis?
So I agree with everyone else that has commented. I think that it's very predatory. I would not use it, and I think that it could be used as a gateway for other things to happen. It may start off as legal, but I'm trying not to talk out of my profession, but I just feel like it could be a gateway for illegal crime to happen on this dating app.
Okay, and I think I know the answer, but would you use this app?
I definitely would not use the app.
Okay, gotcha. Stephanie, same question for you. Do you think that this dating app is a good idea?
I personally don't think it's a good idea, really. As far as predatory, I don't know. Hopefully it's for women that's 18 and up that's trying to find older men. You know, I would hope there's some kind of a range on there that we don't have these older men chasing these little girls. You know what I'm saying? On this app, I would hope there's some kind of a gauge that they have. I personally will not use it. I have no luck with dating apps whatsoever, because I mean I'm way up there in age and I don't want an older man. So, yeah. So I definitely would not be using that app. I don't think it's a good idea either. I think it has to be tweaked and a lot has to be done for it to be, to make sense. As one of the ladies said, they're already doing that. It's nothing new, so no, I definitely will not be using that app now.
Okay. Thank you, Stephanie. All right, ladies, we're gonna move on to the next question. I'm sorry, not the next question, next topic. All right, so this is the next topic. Can this firm invest in only Black women? This case will decide.
First of its kind venture capital firm is fighting a lawsuit over its efforts to help level the playing field for the founders of startups. According to the Fearless Fund, just 0.39% of VC funding goes to businesses led by women of color. So they started a grant contest to change that. But now they're facing major pushback. They are being sued by a group arguing that the contest.
I am QNIQUE with QNIQUE Forever Invoking Transformation, which is a business that is in place to serve women. I am a doula, massage therapist, yoga teacher, life coach, VSTEAM facilitator, and more. You can reach me at www.qnique.fit. I look forward to serving you.
Hello, my name is Amanda. I'm a registered nurse and I promote for Pruvit, which is a ketone drink that puts you into ketosis within 60 minutes or less of consumption. No diet required. Helps with GI health, improve your mood, your sleep, helps with brain fog, gives you mental clarity, and so much more. If you or somebody that may know might benefit from this, check out my link. I would love to share more information or get you started today.
Is a civil rights violation because it's only open to Black women. Fearless Fund co-founder and CEO Arian Simon is here right now. What's up? How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are
Simone, excuse me. It's good to see you. You been good?
I've been, overall, yes, I've been good.
Good, good. Good to have you. Let's jump right in. So you faced tough questions from the judges Wednesday. What was your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway, the opposing counsel compared our program to the whites-only sign during segregation. And afterwards, reporters said, how did that make you feel? And I explained that the whites-only sign during segregation, one, was used to oppress people, but it was not solving a disparity. The work that we do is actually solving a disparity. We are looking to level the playing field. We're trying to make things equitable and equal, and that's why we do the work we do. But I do believe in the same thing that Edward Bloom does. He's on the plaintiff side. And people are like, what's that? And I'm like, I want a world where race doesn't matter too. He says that's what he wants. I want that too. We're just not there yet.
Now, a point was raised, and you bring up the whites-only sign, and that's usually coming from those that are critical of affirmative action. In this, you say that it should be protected by free speech, this contest. And those might argue, well, if you're not a Black woman, then it should not be covered by the First Amendment. What do you say to that?
Well, the First Amendment does allow us to express our dollars however we choose, and this is also a charitable organization. Never has a charitable organization been prohibited from where they're allowed to donate.
All right, ladies, so the first question up on the floor is going to be, do you agree with the plaintiffs of the case that the Fearless Fund is racial discrimination or an injustice to others? All right, so the first person I'm going to call is Stephanie. Again, I will ask the question. All right, do you agree with the plaintiffs of the case that the Fearless Fund is racial discrimination or an injustice to others? And Stephanie.
So I'm Melanin Power. You know, I mean, I represent Melanin Power. I mean, everything I stand for is Melanin Power. We've been fighting for justice for us. It's like saying all lives matter. It's not about, it's not that all lives matter. It's like at this time, it's the Black woman that matter. So the fact that they think it's a racist or, you know, it's a disparity. I mean, I just feel like it's something that we've earned. You know, it's something that should be on the table for us. We shouldn't be, we make the money, we bring it home, and we can't cook it up. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we've earned this, and it's been a long time coming. I don't think it's racially, and I don't think it's taken away from the Asians or anyone else. I just feel like it's a Black woman's right to have this funding. You know, so as I said, I am Melanin Power. I just no other way for me to answer that. You know.
Thank you, Stephanie. Alexis, same question for you.
I definitely don't agree with the plaintiffs in this case. I think as far as Black women, I feel like we are always to a certain degree victimized, and to bring a Black woman in court or a Black organization in court to have to again prove ourselves why we're worthy enough to have our own is just a lot. So I just feel like, yeah, I just definitely don't agree with the plaintiff in the case. I think Black women should be allowed to be on the same playing field, level field as anyone else. But for us to have to come to court to prove it is crazy to me.
Thank you, Alexis. Malia?
All right, I'm gonna try to make it concise. I feel a few different ways about this. One way, I would have today I was really busy, so I wasn't able to do more research on this, but here's my point. Point number one. If there are other groups of people doing this, for example, if there is an Asian fund, an AAPI fund, a Italian venture capitalist fund, if there's a Greek venture capitalistic fund, if there's an Indian venture capitalistic fund, if there for any group, anyone from any ethnic group, if you're from the Philippines, like I said, AAPI, if you're Hawaiian or not Hawaiian, but bottom line is if this is a thing, if having a venture capital fund for specific groups is already happening, I have no issue with it. The problem is, I don't know. So, for anyone who watches this later on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, please tell us in the comments, is there a venture capital fund that is specifically for Asians, for Pacific Islanders, for Hispanics, Latinos, for Native Americans? If that exists, then this should exist. Here's my other train of thought. If I'm not going to lie to you, plaintiffs have a point. This is the reason why the plaintiffs have a point. Is there a fund where I can't think of the problem is in this country and other countries, they don't push people out blatantly. There's not a he said whites only sign. People who are prejudiced, they don't use whites only signs anymore. They show in their actions that it's whites only. If I mean, look at, I'm in Connecticut, but look at Greenwich, Connecticut. Like, look at your wealthiest areas in your state. It's very obvious that some individuals are not welcome there. That's just an opinion of mine. So my point is, other groups of people, they're sneaky enough and they're slick enough not to out loud say, hey, we don't want this group in here. Their actions show that they don't want to help a certain group of people. So I think the fund is great. I just think if there aren't other funds like it, I think it's going to be an uphill battle.
Thank you, Malia. I appreciate that. All right, Ranisha, same question for you.
So I am very split. On one hand, I feel like we do deserve it. Love my Black women. I think we all should win. But on the other hand, I'm just like, stop dividing us. As the previous speaker said, if there were other funds for other races, then this should happen. But I feel like, again, I am a intention person. It's like, what do you expect in return if you was to give Black women this fund over anything else? Is it you want us to win? Is it do you feel bad? Or did you just want to say you did it for the books? Because it's just like if a all white, predominantly white based job hires one Black person, they say, hey, we're diverse because we hired this one Black person. So it's like, if you decide to do this fund, it's like, what are you really trying to accomplish here? And I feel like it should just be a level playing field. I went to a all-based women college. So I'm all about, because women, we're already as a group underpaid when it comes to men. So instead of dividing it, we should honestly level playing field all across the board, because it feels nice and it feels right, but I feel like they will want something in return, or they're just doing it to say they accomplished something. So I would need more information.
Um, it's a lot to think about, but I just want to know, when did the First Amendment, like, when does the First Amendment see color? When did the laws start seeing color? And I think it's kind of selfish because majority of the women, Black women, we're building these businesses. So why not put us in a position to make us feel like we're appreciated instead of trying to dim the light that, hey, we're pushing the other races up, you know, and you don't want to give us our credit because we're helping other races get to their destination. There's nothing wrong with that, but for her to be criticized for setting us aside and giving us our worth, just like they'll do any other race, that's a problem. So, and I have experienced this before in a workplace where it'll be me and other Black women. We're supporting everybody else, but nobody don't want to support us when it comes to making major decisions. So it's a lot that plays into it. It is a touchy subject because I feel like we put ourselves in sticky situations to where it kind of sometimes can be a blur line when it comes to business politics because we're trying to find our place to fit in at. But I stand behind her, and I hope that she do win that battle. But I feel like it's a lot more that she still have to accomplish when it comes to giving Black people their props. Because like I said, we are building a lot of businesses out here. Why not, set us aside? Hey, y'all doing, we're doing good, give us our kudos. But when people are intimidated by our color and the things that we bring to the table naturally, they try to dim our light in the workplace. And we can't get upset and we can't feel it's intimidated. We got to work around that. So I hope she wins the case because that is a big battle in itself, trying to prove to other races that, hey, we can help you do these things and get you where you want to be. We're just asking for you to acknowledge us, that we're doing it. Stop saying that we're not here helping you when we are. And it's not even, like I said, it's not even just a woman thing, it's Black people. So it's just something that I feel like we have to overcome over time. But then again, it's just like, why do we keep having to prove ourselves to the other races when we're giving naturally? That's what we naturally do. So I'm feeling very worked up, overwhelmed because I experienced this myself, and it's very selfish of other races to believe that we're not there for them when they're not paying attention to what we're bringing. And I don't know whose fault that is. I don't know if that's our fault or if it's that the other race's fault, because we're not coming together and having that discussion. Like, this is what we're doing. What is it that you're overlooking when it comes to us? So, that's all I got. I'm gonna calm down. I'm a little hot about that one. But,
Thank you, Julia. Thank you so
welcome.
much. Thank you. All right, ladies. So we're gonna move on to another topic. All right. So the next topic up is a 13-year-old girl is attacked by students and adults on a school bus.
Police have launched a criminal investigation after a 13-year-old girl was attacked on a school bus by adults. Robbie Owens spoke with the family, who is now looking for answers. Robbie, you don't have to be a parent for this story to make you absolutely angry, especially when you see this video.
You are so right about that, Ken. The failures of the systems that are supposed to protect children, in this case, mind-numbing. We constantly tell them if they see or hear something, say something. Well, that's what the 8th grade girl did after hearing about the threats. Still, she got attacked on a school bus, and not just by a fellow student. A warning, what you're about to see is disturbing. The videotaped attack on a 13-year-old girl is horrifying, but what you're seeing here is round 2. The chaos first unfolded on a Denton ISD school bus leaving Betty Myers Middle School last week.
She said, if I didn't keep my if I didn't keep her name out my mouth, then she was going to beat me up.
This child is the one being attacked by a girl she says she didn't even know.
Scared, like I was scared.
When did you realize that this girl's mother and another adult had gotten on the school bus?
When she screamed mom.
And what went through your mind then?
Wishing that I had my mama. Because nobody helped me.
Not then or earlier. The 13-year-old, who wanted to be called Nicole, says earlier in the day she started hearing that the girl, new to the school, wanted to fight her. So she did what has so often been asked. She said something.
Yes, ma'am. I told the assistant principal.
The same day?
The same day. I told the counselor and I told the principal.
Nicole says she was later told that school officials spoke to the girl, but it didn't seem to matter.
We ended up fighting.
And I want to be really clear, Nicole. Who swung first? Who started this fight?
She did. And I guess one of the women came and put me in a chokehold on the bus.
Nicole says after the adults got off the school bus, they followed it to her stop and attacked her again. Somehow she was able to phone her mother.
And I heard my baby scream out.
And no one did anything.
No one did anything.
The question on the floor is, if you were the mother of the little girl who was attacked, what would you do about the situation? Again, if you were the mother of the little girl who was attacked, what would you do about the situation? All right, and I will start with Stephanie. What would you do about the situation?
You just have to start with me.
Sorry, Stephanie.
So this had me really emotional right now because I mean, first I'd go after the school because she told the school, the officials at the school, and they didn't protect her. So I'll definitely go after the school because I feel like they had a big part to play in this because, I mean, again, she spoke to the officials there, no, and they did not protect her. So, I mean, this is so devastating. And they're just like no compassion there. The kids these days, they're just videotaping. There's no compassion really. I would go after the school. That's really what I mean. There's no, I can't say there's no vengeance there. I'd go after the school. I definitely would go after the school because the school knew and they did not protect her. There's really not much, I mean, that I can say about that. It's a sad situation. And as a mother, you can't, who do you call your cousins? I mean, it's just sad. I definitely would go after the school. I'd go after the school. They would have to answer quite a few questions, and the lawsuit would be against the school because they did not protect her, and they knew in advance that this was going down. So they have to be held accountable for not protecting the student, I think. Yeah, that's my take.
Thank you, Stephanie. Alexis?
So a part of me wants to feel like that parents and children should be able to come meet and talk with each other and talk out their differences. But based upon these parents taking matters in their own hands and fighting this team first, I feel like at this point it becomes a law enforcement issue. I was raised very old school where if I got into something or kids in the neighborhood got into something, one of the elders in the neighborhood would snatch me up and take me to my mom's house and tell them what happened, and I would be dealt with, or some other elder in the neighborhood could deal with me, and that was it. But as far as putting your hands and beating a child, I think that's really over the top. So, I understand sometimes you want to keep law enforcement out of it, but I just don't think that there's any reconciliation that can happen with these parents based upon the adults in the situation physically fighting a child.
Thank you, Alexis. Malia?
Okay. Well, if I were her mother, what would I do? Like everybody else said, first things first, I'm sure they called the police, but once that's said and done, just to make sure everything's on paper, I would sue the school. Um, I would also sue the bus company because the bus driver let her out. The bus driver let her off the bus um, after it happened, and um, okay, because I read the article, and here's the thing. I'm pretty sure, I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm assuming the driver saw them following the bus. So why would you let her out when you see them following her? Also, for the fact that they were able to attack her on the bus and the bus driver didn't get involved, that is bonkers. So number one, I would call the cops, sue the school bus company. Yeah, obviously get her therapy and get her out of that school. That she can't ever go back to that school again because she's going to be laughed at mercilessly. So that's what I would do.
Thank you, Malia. Lynetta?
Now I want to tell a quick story before I give my answer. So I had saw something on Instagram where this little boy, I forgot how old he was. I don't know if he was like 16, could have been younger, but these kids had bullied him. And I don't know if they didn't beat him up. I think they were just bullying him. So he was like trying to run home. So like they literally ran him to death. Like he kept trying to run home, run home, run home to the point when he got home, like he died. Because I think they say he had like sickle cells or something like that. I don't know. But when the father got there, probably like 10, 15 minutes after the son called him, he was gone. So it's like, I just feel like I don't condone bullying at all because I feel like a lot of kids is losing their lives to that. And I feel like I'm like Stephanie, like it makes me emotional because even though I don't have no kids, like I have a lot of nieces and nephews, but it's like a child shouldn't have to lose their life or they shouldn't have to even think of, oh, let me take my life because these kids bullying me. And then the fact that it's not even kids, it's parents. So yes, I'm suing the school, the bus company, I'm suing the parents. Like it's gonna be a lot going. I'm not gonna just let it slide. Like, oh yeah, they just beat up my kid. I'm gonna just send her to school. And then there's parents that do that. They'll be like, oh, it's fine. Like it's probably not that serious, and still send their kids to school. And this is why kids they be like, oh, they can't fight their parent back. Like I don't want to go, mom. So they send them to school. They still get bullied, and then they end their life or something like that. So yeah. Oh, child, I'm trying not to cry, but it's really sad, like the world that we live in, like. And I feel so bad for her. I do hope that she do get the help that she need. I hope she get therapy. I hope they get the justice that they deserve because she shouldn't have to go through that at 13 years old. That's crazy.
Thank you, Lynetta. Julia?
So I think it's a lot going on here. You got the parents. How did they know to get on the bus unless they was there at the let out? Then you got, why is there not an aide on the bus to assist the kids? Why is the kids hollering and screaming at the adults? Like where did the daughter that got beat up and the mom of the daughter, where did she even come into play at? For her to even step foot on the bus, there should have been a teacher aide on the bus. I don't understand that part. And then you old enough to be like, let me beat a 13-year-old up. Where's the parent mind at with that? You're not even a kid, but you're thinking you got kid mindset. What's going on with that? And then the driver just said, all right, cool, I'm gonna just let the parent come on. Let me slide the daughter off the bus. Let me beat the kid up off the bus and doing all this extra. No, he just said nothing. You just let it sit there and play out. Everybody getting sued. The bus, like you said, like Lynetta said, the bus, the mother, the principal, assistant principal, somebody got to answer for something because you're getting too carried away. You're getting too comfortable thinking you're going to put your hands on my kid, or you think it's that accessible to beat my child up. Whether if my kid was wrong or not, you should have been like, where your mom at? Give me her number. Let me go have that conversation. She did absolutely none of that. If anything, if that's my kid, I'm going to the mother's house that thought she was gonna put her hands on my kid. Now I'm gonna go beat you up because you think it's sweet. It's not. It's not that. But it's different ways you could go about it. You do, you can add the law in or you can't add the law in. But some way there has to be a consequence for that parent's action. Don't think you're just going to let it slide, because that's no way acceptable. Because if the other way was around, if the shoe was on the other foot, I'm quite sure it would have probably been a little bit more deeper. I'm coming to the school with the gun. I'm finna shoot the school up, blah, blah, blah. But and then it comes with a safety concern. It comes with staffing. Like I said, why is there no aid with the children when they go on the bus? And here in Philly, there's always somebody on the bus with the kids. They know the kids is out of pocket. They know they be cussing at people out on the windows. That's what they do. Throwing stuff out the bus doors, doing all type of goofy stuff. But you got somebody there to monitor them. Nobody's being monitored. So it's like a madhouse. I don't like what's going on here. Like, I don't know. But if I was a parent, it's just not acceptable. It's not. Nowhere is it cool for an adult to put their hands on a kid, a minor at that. So it's different ways to go about it. But that right there, something's going down. Just me, period. As a parent, something's going down. Somebody's getting hit. Somebody's getting some paperwork. Something's happening. You're not gonna get off on me and then think it's sweet. It's not happening.
So honestly, it would be paperwork and therapy. The mom is definitely getting sued in some type of way. But I feel like for the mom case, I feel like a lot of adult behaviors, many comes from what happened to us as a child. So I feel like the way that the mom acted and hitting that kid, something must have been off in that childhood. So the mom definitely needs some type of therapy on top of some jail time. The baby girl who fought the kid, she needs therapy because she is not being raised in a stable environment. Like, you're teaching your daughter to behave this way, and she could be doing this to her future daughter. Or so definitely counseling. As a mom, my baby girl will be in counseling. And because honestly, at that age, I was that little girl. I was bullied a lot. And that is so hard to recover from if you do not have the help that you need. And unfortunately, I did not have that ability to seek out that counseling. And as an adult, I'm still recovering from what happened to me in my childhood. So as a parent, I would instantly give my baby some counseling because I'm dealing with it now, and I'm a full college grad, 25 years old, and I'm still covering from things I've been through at 12, 13, 14 years old. But bus driver, I don't know what they was thinking. It seemed like it was too much storytelling and not enough action. I was born and raised in DC, and anyone who drove the bus, there was always an aid to either break up fights or just to control the environment because kids are crazy, and you need somewhere there to monitor them because apparently bus drivers are so busy that they can't control the students. So they need more security to protect those babies in the school. Talk is cheap. I'm all about action. You could talk to the student, but look what talking got. It got them nowhere. Like, somebody should have protected that baby more.
Thank you, Ranisha. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. All right, ladies. So we're going to move on to the last topic. All right. Last topic up is Louisiana lawmakers reject adding exceptions of rape and incest to abortion ban.
So the HB 164 is the exception for rape and incest in Louisiana in its current form. I am adding amendments to tighten the language and to be more specific. So it's going to be the crimes of first-degree rape, second-degree rape, human trafficking, incest, and molestation. And I'm now also adding of the age of majority, which means younger than 17. The decision should be left up to the family if it's children, to the woman if it's an adult. We should have nothing to do with that as lawmakers, because my mother struggled. She was 15 when I was conceived. My sperm donor was 28 years old. As an adult now, I get that my mother never really recovered from that, and it explained a lot of her behavior in my short 12 and a half, 13 years with her before she died. No one took care of her. No one thought to even consider what was going on with her emotionally, psychologically, whether it's this abortion ban, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's better health care, whether it's education. We are voting and we are affecting people's lives daily at the Capitol. I hope that everyone just decides to do what's best for our citizens across the board.
All right. So the question on the floor is, in your opinion, why are states like Louisiana so concerned about women and girls' pregnancy choices? Stephanie.
Oh, so it's just another decision that desensitized men are behind closed doors making for us. It goes back to Roe v. Wade, the turning of that. It goes back to, I mean, so many decisions that was made to just to take away our rights. That's why it's important that we vote, because decisions like this, you know, I mean, we're looking at young girls that are being raped, young girls that are being, you know, abused, women that have, dead fetus, within them, and it's becoming intolerable for us to get, women's rights when it comes to our bodies, our body, our choice. And because we have men behind closed doors making these decisions for us, then it just becomes double hard. That is why it's important to vote. That is how we're kept at a certain place. You see what I'm saying? When our rights are taken away, when it concerns our bodies and our rights are taken away, that is how we're kept in place. You see what I'm saying? Because then we don't have the right to make choices where our bodies are concerned. We don't have the right to do things to ourselves that would benefit ourselves. We just don't have that right. So what benefits is it of theirs? It's politics. I mean, it's politics. That's pretty much what it boils down to. I mean, what benefit is it theirs that the 13-year-old girl that was raped, wants to end the pregnancy, has to end the pregnancy? How is it benefiting them? It's a political road, and that's pretty much how I see it. I don't see any way where it benefits the men that's behind closed doors making these decisions. I mean, it's like I'm looking at TV the other day, and I saw where they're going to delay menopause in women. I mean, what's next? I mean, our body, our choice, and we're getting less of the choice. We're making less of the choices for our body. So where does it end? It's all politics. I don't see it. I don't see where it benefits, the men that are making these decisions. If someone decides to abort or keep their babies, I just don't see it. I don't know what the benefit is. Seriously. That's all I have.
Thank you. Alexis?
I think it comes down to different states just wanting to be the first or well known for going against this or going against that. And I think that they're not considering the citizens in their state. Like, even if you haven't been through something as that traumatic as I assumed it to be, you have to be able to put yourself in people's shoes and say, how would I want someone to react to this for me? Or how would I want someone to help me through this situation? And I don't think that the lawmakers in these states are considering that, but they just want to be known as the first people to ban this, to ban that. And piggyback off of what Stephanie said, if this is allowed, what else is going to be allowed? If you're telling us we can't do this with our bodies, then what's next? It opens up the door for you banning other things to our rights.
Thank you, Malia.
Well, as a politician in Iowa, I believe, once said, this is a victory for white life. So why am I saying that? Well, I'm quoting a politician who claimed she misspoke when she was excited about Roe v. Wade being overturned by the Supreme Court. She was giving a speech and she said this was a victory for white life, and then she backtracked later on. But I'm just going to keep it simple. The Latino community is growing very, very fast in America. Those in politicians, people in high places, they're well aware of the statistics that America is going to be a brown country apparently in about what, 30 to 40 years. For races, that is very scary. I do not find the timing of this to be. I find that this is not random. This is not random at all. I just think these politicians, specifically the southern states, they're the ones who seem to have a bee in their bonnet about abortion the most. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am pro-life. I'm not gonna even front. I'm pro-life. However, I just wish we had that same energy with the rapists. I understand they do go to prison. Rapists do go to prison, but I just wish we could set some type of plan, create some type of plan to prevent the rapes. It is very disturbing. This is a topic that has bothered me for a very long time. I don't think, I don't want to get too controversial here because, I know this pisses people off. I know because I'm a woman, I'm supposed to be pro-choice, but I am pro-life. Um, Being a black woman is actually a big reason why I am pro-life. My ancestors were told that I was not a human. They were told they were not humans. They were told they were sorry. They were 3/5 of a human. They were property. They didn't matter. You could hang my great 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 grandfather from a tree like nothing because he doesn't matter. He's not a human anyway. So who cares? Long story short, the politicians are doing this to answer your question because they don't want this country to turn brown. But honestly, they can't defy what God wants. If God wants us to be a brown country, it's going to be a brown country. So it's going to end up their efforts to make this a less brown country is not going to work. I don't think it's going to work. If anything, I think it's going to backfire. And I think states like Louisiana, they're going to see a drop in their population, but that's my opinion.
Thank you, Malia. Ranisha?
I just think, honestly, as people mention politics, I just think they just want to control us, control the population, and make women feel even more powerless than they already are. I don't get the reason why an all predominantly white male jury is controlling these decisions when they're never ever going to understand what pregnancy feel like, what a cycle feel like. It's like they're never going to go through it, so they don't care. So in short words, I just feel like they just want to control us. I think their whole goal is that they want more babies, but they're not even giving us the resources specifically for Black women. They're not giving us the resources to even have these babies. So I feel like it's an even deeper agenda. And I feel like this didn't just happen. Like, I feel like this already been planned for a very long time. So that's how I feel.
Thank you, Ranisha. Lynetta?
So yeah, to piggyback off of what Nisha said, I feel like it is a control thing because it's like at the end of the day, like she said, like guys, they don't understand what it feel like. Even today, like they look at us like, oh, y'all crimping, y'all doing this. Like it don't even hurt that bad. How would you know? And this is why they made like little tools and little gadgets and stuff so that guys can feel little machines and stuff like that, because they don't know what we go through. So at the end of the day, for them to be able to tell us like we can't do something with our bodies is crazy. Like we can't have abortion, and it's like you don't even know what that person is going through. How about they already have a bunch of kids, or how about you don't know what the situation is, so you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna make you have this baby. So I just feel like this world altogether is just messed up, and it's just I don't know. Who shall? Hmm.
Jalia?
I feel like it has to do with control and power over us bringing people into the world. It can get deep. Now, let's say if the politician that we watched, if her mom aborted her, she wouldn't have been here to tell the story. But I think it should be up to us to decide, like Lynetta said, where we at in life to have that child. And that's like saying my mom should have aborted me at 18 for whatever circumstances that she had. But if she did that, I wouldn't have been here to tell the story of, me living this life that she has given to me. It's a lot that plays into it. It is politics as well, from what Stephanie said. It does get dark when it comes to that matter. As I said, as Malia said, I'm not going to get too deep in that because I have my own opinions and I did my own homework on this personally when it comes to reproduction rights and how important it is for us. But it just, I think it should be up to us again. And wherever we at in life, if we decide to have that person come in, I don't think we should be chastised for it. I don't think people should be upset. I think, if we want to handle that responsibility at whatever point in life we at, then allow us to do that. Nobody's telling other people, no, you can't go there. No, you can't do this. But for some reason, when it comes to women, like I said, people like to put a cap on us. And that's just something that we got to face the music to keep fighting to move forward. So I'm going to just close off with that.
All right. Thank you, Jalia. Thank you, ladies. That was the final topic. All right. Well, I enjoyed speaking with you, ladies, and I look forward to meeting up again. Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to join our next conversation.